the Sun here, and today I'm going to show you how to make your own seed starting mix. Now this is a very simple recipe, and you just use a few simple ingredients. One of them is vermiculite, that is for aeration and water retention. The other is peat moss. Now neither of these has any nutrients, but they are excellent at holding moisture, and when you're starting seeds, that's really what you want. You want to have as much water held in your medium to keep those seeds as moist as possible. Now, when you're making your own soil recipes, you're really just going by volume. An easy way to measure the volume of something is to just use the same size container when measuring. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this vermiculite. Now, for the aeration portion of any soil mix, potting mix I should say rather, you have a few different options. Vermiculite, perlite, and I prefer rice hulls, but in this case, because we are going for a seed starting mix, we want something that holds the most water. Now, vermiculite has the highest water retention of those three aeration materials. So we're going to go ahead and use vermiculite. So here we go. We're going to fill that up, pour it into our bucket. Go ahead and get in there. With the peat moss. Equal volumes to the vermiculite. Put it in there. And you know what, for good measure, I'm going to do 2 of each, just to make sure I have enough medium. Okay, so there's my second one. Second vermiculite. Now I'm going to go ahead and mix this around. Now, when you're creating a seed starting mix, you don't really need to add anything with nutrients in it. Now this is because a seed has all of the nutrients contained within it to sustain those first few days of life prior to transplanting. But for good measure and microbial input, I'm going to add a little bit of compost. So this is not an exact science. I'm just going to add 1 scoop of compost in there because, like I said, it doesn't necessarily need the nutrients, but compost is full of beneficial microorganisms that we want to get in to the seed as soon as possible. So again, we're going to go ahead and mix that up. You want to make sure this is thoroughly saturated prior to using, so we're going to go ahead and add some water. Mix it up. Make sure it's all saturated. That's been thoroughly mixed. Go ahead and take my propagation tray, nice for starting seeds. You're going to want to make sure that it's one that has holes in the bottom. Let's get this dumped in here. Add a little bit more water for good measure. Got our seed mix nice and moist. Go ahead and sprinkle on some of this extreme gardening Azos beneficial bacteria. The species that is present is Azospirillum brasiliensis, so that's why they shortened it to Azos. Much easier to say. And we're going to go ahead and add 1 tablespoon, half a tablespoon, 1 spoonful. Sprinkle that over the top. Oh look, they even provide us with a go ahead, sprinkle that in here because bacteria, like fungi, are essential microorganisms for optimal plant health, growth, and actually every cycle in life is reliant on some kind of microorganisms. They produce enzymes that break things down. They're catalysts of change. So it's really good to get your bacteria and fungi and protozoa and nematodes and other microorganisms into your soil mixes and get them established with your plants as soon as possible. What better time to start than at the beginning during seed germination? We're going to go ahead and take this vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza. Basically, this is an endomycorrhizal fungi that penetrates the root cells, forming a symbiotic relationship to help take up nutrients, specifically phosphorus. 90% of a plant's phosphorus requirements can be taken up by this type of fungus. So it's definitely very important. And I didn't even read here, but we're going to go ahead and just sprinkle 1 teaspoon per gallon of water or 1 teaspoon per gallon of growing medium. That's about a teaspoon. We're going to go ahead and sprinkle it across. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more water in here just to moisten those microorganisms up, because microorganisms need water just like plants, just like me and you. No one wants to be thirsty here. So let's just get that nice and moist. Like I said, you want your seeds to be super moist. Most of you have probably started seeds before, and when you do so, an excellent way to begin is by soaking your seeds in a cup of water. I like to do this for lots of different seeds that have really hard shells. It's not necessary if your medium is very moist and you keep it that way. But I'm going to go ahead. I have had these in a cup for about a day now, and they've actually all broken. So I've had 100% success in germination rate. And I'm going to go ahead and take these seeds and plant them right in here, about a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch deep. And I've got 10 seeds, so we're going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And just put them in there. Perfect. Now you have an excellent DIY seed starting germination mix. Remember, That's just peat moss, vermiculite, a little bit of azose bacteria, a little bit of BAM mycorrhizal fungi inoculate. Now you know how to make your own seed germinating potting mix. Very simple. We're going to go ahead and leave this out here under the sun. Free energy under the sun. Here we go. Seeds will be started. They will move inside. Thank you. And follow me for this journey of the plural peach seeds grown by me, bred by Growcast Seed Co. I will be documenting my journey with these plants from start of seed all the way till flower, teaching you what I do in my garden. Thank you.